What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about MULN stock, bringing you guys an emergency update. Once again, I think this is my third emergency update on MULN stock. Currently, it is sitting down 17% today. I'm getting a bunch of people asking me, is it done? Is it done? What's the flow looking like? What is good with MULN stock? We are going to be going over all of that in today's video. We're going to be talking about whether or not this move could have been predicted, how we could have predicted it, how we could have potentially prevented ourselves from eating that 17% loss, and all of that good stuff. So drop a like on the video if y'all enjoy this content. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Check out Hootmoney trade alerts with the first link in the description. We had another good day yesterday, calling out Niall. So we are green there in Hootmoney trade alerts. And with that all being said, let's get right into the video. All right, so MULN, could this have been predicted? Yes, it could have been predicted using simple momentum analysis. Guys, we're looking at parabolic short squeeze stocks. These things heavily rely on momentum. In the shorter time frames, it's a lot harder to be predicting these different momentum swings because, well, it's a shorter time frame and we're dealing with a very parabolic stock. However, the daily chart here on Market Cipher did print that red dot as of yesterday. We also got our first red Heikin-Ashi candle in almost 2 weeks on MULN stock. So it has been super green. Most people are probably still up on their money. So with that being said, you shouldn't be freaking out. And if you are freaking out, you probably chased this thing when it was already up 200%. So that is a lesson in and of itself. What we're looking at here is simply momentum fading out of MULN. I have another source where I can prove this is happening, but I can't actually show it to you guys in this video. I might be doing a video on that later this weekend, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're looking at some short sell signals on some of these other time frames. The 6-hour chart actually gave a short sell signal. It's not always the best. It was decent down here, right? And we got another one down here. That wasn't a great signal. However, going back to what I was talking about a few days ago, it was this 2-hour chart. So on March 22nd, Market Cipher did print the red X on MULN stock. It did come back. People were saying I was an idiot. People were saying I was wrong, yada yada. But what we are looking at is just probability. You can be wrong with these signals. They're not always correct, but they usually are. So we're seeing back here, 2-hour chart was pretty much the longest time frame that had a decent short sell signal, which I back tested, not using a ton of historical data, but just looking at the last 2 swings here. This red dot, or this red X, was a good signal, and it ended up trending down until this big green dot that we saw right here. Same thing here. It was a good signal. So if we're just looking at this from a probability perspective, if the 2-hour red X did hit over here and it did hit over here, why would it not hit over here? And that's exactly what we're seeing. We also got that blood diamond there as well. So a blood diamond with a red X is even more significant than a red X alone. And then looking at what happened on shorter time frames, you guys can see that it gave up this fib level here at 294. I mentioned that in my video yesterday. I was like, guys, mark these levels on your charts. You need to be aware of these fib levels because it's been trading this range. If it breaks out to the upside here, it could potentially see more gains. If it breaks out to the downside, it could potentially get more losses. And what we saw was a breakout to the downside. So it does seem like there likely will be a bounce from the current levels on these shorter time frames. The hourly chart in red money flow, very oversold right there. Same thing with the 2-hour chart. I noticed it's super oversold. So it's definitely likely to get a bounce very soon. I can't tell you if that bounce is going to bring it to new all-time highs or if it's going to go to this fib level, or whatever. I can't tell you what it's going to do, but it's likely going to get a bounce because on these shorter time frames, it is oversold. Moving into that daily chart though, understand there's definitely more downside risk. So the likely scenario is that it's oversold right now, it bounces up, but that daily chart and that additional selling pressure potentially could make it continue to move back down. So understand that the opportunity that I'm seeing here is more of a scalp than a squeeze because it is oversold on shorter time frames. However, for example, 8-hour chart still showing a short sell signal, implying more downside. 12-hour chart not showing it. Daily chart, again, it's very overbought. It implies a bit more downside risk risk if the trend does continue. Money flow is still curling up there on the daily, so the uptrend can continue longer term. You just have to understand that when something rallies over 300%, it has downside risk. So even a 50% correction down to $2 per share would still technically be an uptrend because the recent low was all the way down there. This is volatility. This is momentum trading at its finest going on right here. And you have to understand that these retail stocks, these stocks that are very highly popular on Reddit, Twitter, StockTwits, etc., these are the stocks that are going to see extreme volatility, and they are very, very driven by momentum, which ends up making them, a lot of them look like pump and dumps. And the simplest way to analyze this is just look at the volume, high volume to low volume. A lot of the time, stocks do peak out on the highest volume days. So when you are in a ticker and it's seeing such high volume, such high euphoria throughout the community, it could possibly be a great time to sell. So if everything else is too complicated for you, if you don't understand market cipher, if you don't understand Heikin-Ashi candles and momentum trading, just look at that volume, right? Learn how volume works, learn how it affects the price action of a stock. Also, when you're looking at volume, you need to pay attention to dark pool as well, because this shows if there's extra manipulation going on with market makers behind the scenes. Lately, Mullen has not had super high volume, but right here on this sell-off on March 1st, it had extremely high dark pool volume, which led to an absolutely extreme sell-off. You see right here, boom. So that was definitely some market maker manipulation. That was the day that there was 22 million short exempts. There's definitely less manipulation in this price action. Just looking at that dark pool volume, you see it's a lot lower. It's still high, which means it's being manipulated, but it's a lot lower than it was over here. I'd like to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Moomoo, a licensed FINRA broker doing absolutely zero payment for order flow. They're running a promotion. You can see it on the screen right now. They're giving away 2 free lotto tickets and a free lunch on Hootmoney. Hear me out. You deposit $1 on their platform using those links below in the description or pinned comment section. You get 2 free stocks valued up to $3,500 each. So total value there of up to $7,000. On top of that, you get an extra free share of NEO, currently going for about $20 per share. There's your free lunch on Hootmoney. Here's your 2 free lotto tickets. You can potentially get Amazon, Tesla, Google stock, you name it, you can get it. Links are below, description or pinned comment section. Let's get right back into the video. Here's the Ortex data. Nothing really new here. Short interest up to 25 million, which is definitely very new. As of yesterday, we saw like 15, 20 million shares be borrowed yesterday, which was crazy. 98 short squeeze score there on Fintel. Not too many shares available to be shorted, but they'll always find new shares, guys. It always happens. Cost to borrow coming up slightly here. As you guys can see, it's up 20 over the past 2 weeks, so it doubled over the past 2 weeks there. Short volume ratio still very high. Let's see, exemptions weren't as high as they normally were yesterday, and yeah, we're still waiting on those failure to delivers from March, baby. Those are going to be so juicy and interesting. All right, so here we have the unusual whales options flow, $10,000 in premium or more, ask side only, calls and puts on the screen right here. As you guys can see, it's still 76% bullish. Bulls are targeting that April 14th expiration. So like I said, guys, there is a scalping opportunity right now. It's very oversold. So that could be what's driving these bulls to come in on this stock. Also, we've seen super bullish flow over the past few days. So Mullen might be hiding something. It might be due for another run before April 14th. The option chain is still absolutely insane for this expiration. And because of that, I don't think it's going to be ignored. Even though momentum is drying out for now, it doesn't mean that it can't come back into the stock. Looking at the daily flow breakdown and understand there are still 3 hours left in the market open. Call option volume is up today from yesterday. So there are definitely people here buying this dip. And like I mentioned before, when there's fear in the market, right? That's when you can get some opportunities to buy. When people are selling, that's when you can scoop it up and potentially get that opportunity for the next spike. But like I said, even if there is a spike right now, there is some more additional pressure for it to come back down. Biggest option trades of the day. One of them was buying a put for 60K premium right there. The biggest was selling a call for 70K premium right there, but the rest of them were bullish bets. 80% bullish of the biggest option trades from today, and they're just all buying call options for April 14th. one of them is buying it for October as well. You guys can see dark pool volume is not too high today. I'll see if that updates throughout the day. It's hard to imagine with this sell-off that there is not high dark pool volume, just considering the last time we had a very, very big sell-off in Mullen, there was a lot of dark pool volume. So I'll revisit this at the end of the day. And yeah, here is gamma exposure. It's essentially showing you guys the gamma ramp for April 14th because that's where majority of the open interest does lie in Mullen stock. There is a nice little gamma ramp here, meaning that there is still definitely some opportunity for more gamma squeeze, some more volatile action in the future. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Could this move have been predicted? I personally think that it could have definitely been predicted. However, you needed to be diligent enough to know that, okay, well, maybe this is gonna happen. And hindsight is always 2020, but this is also why I always encourage risk management. It's why I also warn you guys of the downside risk even when I am bullish. Anyways, my friends, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like on it if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if you all are new. Check out Moomoo if you want up to $7,000 in free stock, as well as a free share of Neo, currently going for $20 per share. Get your free lunch, get your free lotto tickets on Hootmoney. Links are below for Moomoo. Also, Hootmoney trade alerts. We bought the dip on Nile, baby. We are up on that play. Nile, I think that thing's gonna freaking rocket. Hootmoney trade alerts, first link in the description. Anyways, that's about it. I'll be seeing you guys next time.